This is Invitation to Dinner on Reaper One Skull. Alright, so we've got Miser. Actually, I want to start off with Michael. Merchant. And Beast. Alright, so the Miser, Hidden by Fire, Treasury. So that's going to be on the 3rd floor.
Madam Eva's words echo
Wine
in
Cellar
your mind.
Basement, Ally card.
Artifact.
Alright, so that's pretty straightforward. So we'll
But will you know which is which?
we'll go there. And this first fight can be kind of tough, and so classes that have Dimension Door can just avoid that fight by casting a Dimension Door. So I wanted to show you how you can do the same thing with this level 11 fighter hireling, Michael the Pious. So he's the only hireling in the game I'm aware of that has Dimension Door, and you'll see him get used even at epic levels for the Dimension Door ability.
Halts. A stern, regal man turns to face you.
Alright, so
Come in, my honored guests.
goodbye me.
I am, of course, Count Strad von Zarovich, your host.
Yeah, I'll get the viewer up. And then we could avoid the entire fight up there. So I'm going to dismiss him now, because, I mean, there's another... I don't know if we need Dimension Door for the other parts, but we do probably need the hireling healer, so I'm going to bring back our hireling healer. But I wanted to show you that because he's a useful hireling to get. He doesn't cost much plat, and certainly worth the plat to just avoid that fight altogether. Oh, we want to get these gargoyles back here so we don't aggro other stuff. Put them all together, and he has death block. Let's bring the hireling over. Just kind of hoping he would heal me, but there we go. So this proc has a chance to insta-kill, but a lot of the champions and all the Reapers have death block, which means it doesn't work on them. And that was the case on this champion. That's the main reason I was using it. It was to get rid of the champion, but he had a death effect, or death immunity. Alright, so let's start with the wine cellar, and I usually like to go down and work my way up. Okay, that proc should be done now. So we're starting at the first floor, and so that worked pretty good. So that's kind of what that Holy Retribution can do, is wipe out a whole crowd. Alright, so trap. So ally merchant wine cellar. So this is the, forgot my swap my search item. That's the one bad thing about having a Sunder main item and then having to switch to the search item. I have to remember to switch them back and forth, which I'm just getting used to because I just started doing that. Alright, so this is the wine cellar, I believe, right ahead here. Let's just see if we find a merchant in here. And there's the ally. So,
You have found an ally within Ravenloft. If Esmeralda had not told you of the ward barriers around the castle, and the keystone needed to escape them, finding the icon of Ravenloft would be all for naught.
Okay, so she's gone. So basically this told us where to find the keystone, and the keystone is in the chapel behind the second floor. This I think we've seen before. I think this is different, and I believe this one has a different ending as well than what we've seen. So there's, you know, several random possibilities, and the great thing is we saw 3 different possibilities: normal, hard, and Reaper mode. All right, that's first floor, and so we'll do this audience chamber next. Or not, no, not that. We're gonna do the keystone. We're gonna skip the death card audience chamber. This does give you an extra chest, which is not a bad thing, but it's a pretty tough fight.
Dusty
and
scrolls and tomes line the
on
walls.
Reaper mode, and certainly
and a
not
great
worth.
desk
I'm not really
dominates
looking
the
for anything
room.
specific, so.
Sitting there is an
All right,
elderly
so
man,
again, with this
scratching
one
away
here,
with quill at paper.
You could ask him,
He
say,
ignores
about
you,
this chest here, and
completely
then
absorbed
locked,
in
is there a
his
key?
work.
And then do an intelligence check, and because we have a good
With
enough
a little
intelligence,
arm
he'll give us the
twisting,
key.
Lipsiege relinquishes the
I'm not
key
sure
to
what the
his
requirement
chest.
is here, but our
With a
intelligence is
shrug,
not
he begins
super high.
to
It's
brutally
24.
deduct the contents from Strahd's accounts.
Alright. So here's the optional. If you do this optional, you can get a chest. I'm going to skip it just because I always skip it, and I don't want to, you know, do it for the first time in a long time on a video that I'm recording. I mean, it's not too bad. It's just a bunch of ghosts that you fight, and I can't remember if there's anything else, but all right, I'm going to quickly, here we go, Carnage Reaper. So let's get her, there we go. So let's just get this Carnage Reaper. Oh, he hit it pretty hard. We stunned him, that's good, that's very lucky. So that's the nice thing about that proc. It does proc fairly frequently. Alright, I forgot. I'm going to buff here real quick because I forgot to buff. And this next part is an Arcane Skeleton boss, and I want to make sure that I buff myself and my hireling for that. And I'm giving my hireling all 4 elements in this one. Unfortunately, I didn't give that, but he probably could still die from Magic Missile, but I'm hoping to get the aggro on the boss and get those Magic Missile procs myself. I guess I should have him give me some spell points back in case he dies. I'll need to do a lot of healing. And in this one, if we did have Dimension Door, which, you know, we don't, we would have had to have Michael for that. But if we did have Dimension Door, we could just run down, grab the Keystone, and then Dimension Door back. We don't have to actually fight this guy. He's technically optional. But we, you know, we don't have it, and it's not that big of a deal. I mean, we use it opportunistic with that Michael fighter guy. We use it sort of opportunistically. Great thing here is there's a shrine, so.
Putrid evil radiates from this skeletal corpse.
Alright, I want to center around him. He's just a caster. Now, this one. I'm going to try to get him focused on me and away from the hireling.
With a shriek of rage, the
so that wasn't too
lingering
bad.
spirit of this evil priest is banished.
Just click
from
on the
this
secret
realm.
hiding place and say, take the
You
stone.
have found the keystone,
And that gives us that
but
objective.
the icon of Ravenloft awaits discovery somewhere.
And we don't need a shrine, so we're just going to keep on going. And next we go up to the treasury hidden by fire, which I want to say that there's a fireplace in the library, and behind that is a bunch of gold piles. So that is what I think that is. I'll just confirm that when we get there. I've pretty much done all of these different options, but I don't remember them all, you know, necessarily. Or I don't. Some of them run into more than others, and actually, we should probably clear the undead, because sometimes when... Up here we go. Yeah, that's what I thought I heard. Plague Reaper. We're skying. Alright, and so he's stunned. Otherwise, I'd probably just run behind a door. Alright. Alright, my healing debuff's gone. So that feels... I feel good that we handled that Plague Reaper okay. I was worried it was going to be a Fear Reaper, but I heard that Reaper sound, so I just figured I better take care of those skeletons. The Reaper will not teleport through the door. Okay, so hidden by fire is, I believe, this. And so this is treasury. I'm assuming piles of gold, we'll see. And we got some spiders, so that's a good sign. Those aren't usually there, so I think this is part of this event. Alright, and there's a shrine back here, so I'm going to go ahead and try to get it open. Should be able to see with my true seeing of famine. Alright, so let me get this thing open. Alright, let me just... Boy. Let me see if I can get this door open. It's a phase spider. There we go. Just so we have the shrine, I'm always, if I can get a shrine door open before a fight, I'll always do it. But I'm not tempted very much here. Looks like spiders just keep on respawning while this guy keeps phasing out. Good. Entangled, so it would be a good time to have my freedom of movement thing on with these Black Widows. He's almost down though. I think once he's down, he'll stop respawning. Let's see. Any kind of a chest or anything? Okay, so here's the
This room barely
icon of
contains
Ravenloft.
a brooding metal tower. Faint light glows
That's
from
what
a
we're looking
starry
for.
night sky painted on the ceiling. There is
And
no obvious way.
I guess we'll
into
shrine
the
here.
tower. You discover the icon of Ravenloft among some trifles and coins beside the ominous metal tower. You thank good fortune it had not yet been placed within. A sense of peace washes over you.
So this is a
As you
different,
hold
yeah,
the icon
a different
of
ending than we
Ravenloft
had
in your
before.
hands, and stow it securely in your pack. With both the icon and the keystone in hand, it is time to leave. According to Esmeralda, the only way out is through the top of the South Tower.
This one's probably like a little above average difficulty for us because we're fighting a painting, and the painting is not always somewhere we can reach with our melee, and we have to worry about a floor collapsing on us. So all of that makes it kind of difficult. And he has some pretty big nasty damage that he does. There's 2 waves of undead that attack during the fight, and that's probably the most dangerous part of the whole of the ending. There is when you have to fight him plus the undead, and he does a decent amount of damage considering he is just a painting. So. Alright, so we just go up to the top here, and then we have to fight his portrait, and so I'm going to really try to do damage early, because when he moves to the other spots, it's more of a problem.
His image begins to
Immune to cold. I can always take a little bit of damage, I guess. Just reduce that return. So we're able to do damage there. But when he moves, I think this is actually okay. So now we got the ghost wave, so let's. And let's make sure these guys have a way of coming the next wave of undead, which makes them really tougher. So let's get rid of them. If any reapers that they spawn right now. Alright, he's back to a good spot. So now we're going to go here, and we have to be careful, because the floor behind us is going to collapse at some point. We'll get our damage in while we can. So there I don't want to go because the floor collapses, so I'm going to just grab my bow and do what I can. Pretty bad. And when he moves to one of the 2 spots we can get him at, we'll take it. We'll deal with it, or we'll take advantage of it. But all right, let's see where he goes next. I think that's part of a collapsing floor part there, but I think this part might be. Yep. All right, so we're good right here. Get another set of ghosts here pretty soon. Here they are. And so we're trying to group them up with Plague Reaper. Oh boy, that's bad. Plague Reaper. Alright, this is going to be exit out here. Regroup with the hireling. Alright, I'm going to go back in when this thing recharges. That's just a bad situation. We had a champion and Plague Reaper there, and the boss damage, so they'll probably all be in there when I come back in. But now I'm going to get all my charges on. We want to get this guy, and then we want to get the Reaper. Alright, now where'd the Reaper go? Here he is. I'm going to try to get him over here. Try to get him without the boss, because he's tough enough with the boss. And if I get down to about 100, I'm going to exit out. Or not exit out, I'm going to go out the thing. Alright, I'm going to wait for my debuff to heal, or my debuff to go off. So sometimes you just, sometimes that was just kind of a survival tactic there. That Plague Reaper is particularly difficult for us. And that probably would work fine in R2 as well. But I feel better just... Alright, so we are done.
The
with
doors
fighting,
to
that
the
is.
east
We haven't
and
finished the
west
quest.
swing
This is a
open,
junk chest here.
offering 2 new avenues of exploration.
And this could have a named item in it, potentially. And doesn't. And I think we can go back and do the optional now. And there's no real risk of failing the quest, so maybe we'll do that. I haven't done the optional in a long time, so I'm hesitant to do it on the video because I just don't remember what it is and the best way to approach it. But to end the quest, we have to run up this tower, the stairs here. A lot of people, in fact, I've done this myself. I've left the quest before doing this, you know, because you beat the boss, you get the chest. It kind of feels like the quest is done, but you have to run up here to finish it. And unfortunately, on Reaper, if you exit out, you can't get back in because of the lockout.
With the keystone
There we
in
are.
hand, you step through the castle wards unhindered. You check your bags. Sure enough, the icon of Ravenloft is still there.
So the quest is done on Reaper 1.
With a sigh of relief,
I'm going to go back to the second
you wonder
floor
if you will cross paths
and try
with
that optional.
Esmeralda again.
Although, like I said, you know, I haven't run that optional since probably the first week of the the quest was out. It's been a couple years, so I really don't know that optional super well. All right, so now we want to just go down to the second floor, third, and second. So, you know, I almost expect to wipe, which is why I didn't want to do it on video, but now that the quest is over, I don't mind wiping. So let's see what it is. Let's see, do we need any buffs? I want to get my magic missile protection on. I don't need that. I'll get my heroism, and we'll go in.
Strahd stands here,
Alright, so
gazing
we're in
into
the
the
D-door.
distance. As you approach, he speaks. I hope you found exploring the castle stimulating.
And if we had a defense boost, I would use it here. So vampires, that's not too bad. Alright, so now we're going to use our big... Oh, that's pretty bad. So they're hitting hard, for sure. The rogues especially. Alright.
You find
So that was pretty, I mean, closer than the rest of the quest. Yeah, vampire rogues are really hard hitting. Like, it almost seems broken how hard they hit. I mean, if that was a champion, I probably would have been dead. Alright.
a trial by
So-
combat shall let us discover which it is.
Alright,
Let us
so
begin.
now he's saying let us
Well
begin.
struck. Now,
Alright, now we
see
fight
how you
ghosts.
fare against a true champion.
I think there's going to be a wave of other ghosts as well. Potentially Reapers and Champions, but let's see. This guy by himself is not too bad. It is.
Impressive. I knew that I saw promise.
Alright.
A performance such as
And there's a Reaper. So a pretty tough optional for what it is, a chest. Let's get this Plague Reaper's the problem. Alright, so we got the Reaper down. It's a pretty, I mean, pretty tough fight. Oh, let's get out these circles. Just wave after wave after wave. I was thinking it was just a vampire attack. That would have been a little easier. We almost got this guy down. And Tempest is getting a little harassed.
truly are a force wanting to be ready.
I don't know how many more waves we have.
Sensing your performance.
Alright, so
This when next we meet.
that's the optional. I'm glad we're able
We
to
are quite
get
out
that
of
done.
time.
And no named items. That's
Other
sort of why I don't
matters
bother
demand my attention.
to run it,
I
because a
have
lot of times I don't get named items
accommodations for
anyways.
rest to be prepared.
But I got my talisman. That's
Avail
nice.
yourself. You will wish to be fully ready for what comes next.
Takes us to a shrine. I'm just going to recall out. So the optional was tougher than the end fight in a lot of ways. I mean, again, the Reapers are what really made it tough. So we didn't have any way to exit that end fight. We still made it. You know, luckily that proc really helps a lot. I think this is just random trash here. There can be a named enemy right outside here. I've seen him before. I'm not sure if that's epic or heroic, but gives ingredients and just random loot. Alright, so first we talk to this guy. He will give us the end reward for the quest. Nothing too interesting there. Let's see if we've got any Deathblock armor to consider. Nope. Keeps eluding me. And that's Reaper, so we don't need to rerun it again till epic levels. And then now we get for the first 4 quests a reward. And the guild doesn't need renown, otherwise I would just take that. So nothing too interesting. I'm just going to grab this, and that is invitation to dinner on Reaper 1 Skull.